All right, guys, welcome to the call. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the broadcast. Good to have you guys on. We're building the audiences. We're all over the world tonight, this morning, this afternoon, wherever it is that you're watching. I'm excited about your future. We're going to get started in a brief moment. If you haven't done so, do me a favor. I want you to share this on your Facebook walls. Not only do I need you to do that, I need you to share and tag some people in this message. Tonight, this morning, this afternoon, wherever it is that you're watching, this is going to be very, very critical information to your career. I wish I had it in the very beginning. If I did, I would have been able to manage my expectations a whole lot sooner and a whole lot better with what it is that we started to build. But I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast. I'm excited about your future. We are T-minus 3 minutes away, and then we're going to kick this thing off. If you haven't done so, chime in. Let me know where you're dialing in from. I do go back and I look at the comments. I'll reply to the comments that are on Facebook Live. We have obviously a global organization, so we now have to do things on Facebook Live so that everybody gets a chance to get the information in its entirety and in its purity as well. So if you haven't done so, do me a favor, tag some people on this particular message, this particular video, share it on your Facebook walls for your teams, for your business partners all over the country, all over the world to actually get a hold of it. We're going to get started. We're right here, T-minus 2 minutes, and we are ready to rock and roll. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Good to have you on. Who do we have on? Who do we have on? Let me know where you're chiming in from. I've got my trusty water here, fired up, ready to go. We're ready. We are about ready. If you haven't done so, go ahead. Let us know where you're calling in from. Tag some people from your particular teams onto this video. They definitely want to hear this information. Tonight is going to be very, very powerful. We've been in a series the last couple of weeks dealing on the technicalities, the how-tos of the business. And, I used to tell people all the time that the how-tos don't matter as much as the why-to. And so tonight we're going to shift just a little bit, and I'm going to teach on really the why-to. I'm going to teach on different components to the business that I know have been so monumental to building my belief, building my wife's belief, and so many of the people that we know that are six-figure earners, seven-figure earners as well. All righty, we're going to get started here in just a moment. Okay. Let's see here.
Recording started.
All right, so we've got the conference call bridge ready to go. We've got several people on the conference call bridge all over the country that choose to dial into that line. We have that available. If you want to dial in, you can certainly do that. Those of you that are on social media, we are definitely broadcasting live right now. I'm at Command Center right here in Houston, Texas. Excited about your future. Of course, this is none other than Jarrod Wilkins, Global Director, $500,000 ring earner within Total Life Changes. Also the visionary of Project Build It for Your Last Name. Tonight, I like I was saying a little bit earlier on this broadcast, tonight I wanted to shift gears. The last couple of weeks, we've been in a series on how to build the business. And, I often refer back to one of the trainings I attended earlier on in my career where, I was like so many people, teach me how to invite, how to prospect, teach me how to do a presentation. How do I recruit the big fish? How do I, build a large team fast? I was very interested in the how-tos, and there's nothing wrong with the how-tos, but I want you to write this down. There's something called the success triangle, and I'm not going to really teach on this tonight, but the success triangle has to do with internal communication, external communication, and technical knowledge. So on one side of the triangle, if you were to draw out a triangle, on one side, you would have external communication. On the other side, you would have internal communication. And down at the very bottom, you would have technical knowledge. Now, external communication represents about 25% of the success that you'll have in this business, okay? So what do I mean by external communication? I'm talking about the conversations that you have with prospects, the conversations that you have with people that become a part of your team, the conversations that you have with their spouses. Those are what we would refer to as external communication. You know, Bishop T.D. Jakes said something that arrested my attention. I want you to write this down. He said, the biggest illusion about communication is that it actually took place. Let me say that again. The biggest illusion about communication is that it actually has taken place. Authentic communication has not taken place until action follows. Let me say it again. Authentic communication has not taken place until action follows. So a lot of times, many of us think we're communicating, but what we're actually doing is talking. Some of us think we're communicating, but we're not effectively communicating. All we're doing is talking loudly. As a matter of fact, I often tell people there's no reason to shout. There's no reason to scream. There's no reason to yell. Lower your voice and just make a better argument. So external communication is 25% of your success. We're talking about the success triangle because I'm going to get into what I deem the truth about multi-level marketing, the truth about network marketing. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. So after today, many of you that are being exposed to this information, you will never have a doubt of whether you are on the right track or whether you're sidetracked. Are you on the right track or are you sidetracked? Because we can come up with so many reasons, justifications, excuses. And you know what an excuse is, right? An excuse is nothing but a well-planned lie. But many of us, we can come up with these things and we buy into these myths and we buy into these lies. And I'm going to debunk some of that tonight. The majority of it tonight, we're going to talk about it. We're going to unravel it so that you can make a relaxed, informed, intelligent decision not to start, but to finish. I want you to write this down. It takes faith to start, but it also requires faith to finish. Yeah. Now, I think I could say that better. It takes belief to start. Yeah, that is. It takes belief to start, but it takes faith to finish. 25% is external communication. Do you have it down? Write it down. How much? What's the percentage? I want y'all to be interactionary. I need you to share this stuff too, because we're going to dive into some deeper things in a moment. Now, 70% of your success will be internal communication. Here it is. 25% of the success triangle is external communication. 70% is internal communication, the conversations that you have with yourself. You know, the talks that you give to yourself. The book of life, matter of fact, scratch that. The Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Now, you got to be careful when you read that passage of scripture to understand what it's saying. The problem with the church is they know what the word says, but they very rarely know what it's saying. In other words, what's the meaning of those scriptures? So many people know the scriptures, but very few know the Savior. Let me help you understand that scripture. Out of the abundance, that word abundance, it means to be significantly supplied. Out of the abundance, meaning there are different aspects or different avenues in your heart or in your spirit, man, that has different belief systems. But out of the abundance, whatever has the most in your heart, that's where your mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance. So my question for you tonight is what have you abundantly deposited into your heart? Now, let's talk about the heart for a minute because this is so critical. Now, some of you are like, man, I thought you were going to talk about the truth of network marketing. I am. I actually am. I'm talking about the truth of network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever business enterprise you're going to build. I'm talking about it through the lens of you. See, before you build the company, before you build the people, you have to build you. Let's talk about you for a moment here. Internal communication, 70% of the success in this business has nothing to do with external communication. It has everything to do with what you are saying to yourself. So out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So your heart, that word heart, it has to do with nothing when it comes to what's beating in between your chest cavities. That's not the abundance is talking about. The heart that beats in between your chest cavities doesn't speak. It doesn't say anything. It's a functionality of your human makeup. So what is that referring to when it talks about the heart? It's talking about your subconscious mind. That word subconscious, it's a grammatical construct, or some of you refer to it as a compound word. It means, sub means below, like a submarine. Below. Sub means below. What's happening below the surface? Conscious is awareness. So when it talks about your heart, it's talking about your spirit, man, or what we call your software. It's the software of your mind. So out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So 70% of the communication that you have in terms of success has to do with the words you are saying to yourself. Because you typically believe yourself more than anybody else. That's why I often tell people that network marketing, I want you to write this down. It is nothing but a personal self-development course with a compensation plan attached to it. That's what network marketing is. It's a personal self-development course with a compensation plan attached to it. So you do not get, oh, here it is. You do not get compensated until you are developed. Yeah. You do not get compensated until you are developed. So 70% has to do with internal communication. 5% of your success in this business has to do with technical knowledge. Only 5%. So 25% has to do with how you treat people, your likability, the communication you're having with people on your team. It has to do with the communication you're having with people that you're looking to have on your team. Okay, your customers, your partners, you know, your relationship capital. And then internal communication has to do with what you are saying and what you're believing to yourself. You know, you've got to sell yourself every single day on the truth that I am good enough. That is so powerful. Some people, they try to be so profound. They say, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm better than good enough. I'm great. Well, until your subconscious mind believes that you really feel, not that you even understand, not that you know, but you feel that you are good enough for abundance. You're good enough to lead a team of thousands of people. You're good enough to experience success at an optimal level. And that word success, it is all, it depends on the individual. Success for you today may not be success for you tomorrow. You know, success is nothing but the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That's all it is. It's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So it's going to change. But 5% of your success in this business has to do with technical knowledge. How to teach, how to speak, how to invite, how to prospect, how to anything that has to do with how to. You're only dealing with the 5% of success. So oftentimes when I talk to people, and people often tell me, oh, Mr. Wilkins, I love to pick your brain. Sure. Pick a package first. You don't get to pick my brain for free. No. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars for me to go get in my brain what I have there. It's going to cost people money to get what's in your brain. Because you, when we talk about paying a price, guess what? That price, I mean, it's not free. You know, if you want to pick a person's brain, you know, you're not a teenager. You're not 11. You're not in high school where you can just pick a person's brain and they, no. That type of benevolence when you're an adult is no longer the case. You have to either A, pick a package, or B, serve your way into being able to get that information from people. But 5% is how to. Whenever I talk to a person and they you know, how do you do it? How? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the how to, but that's not the focus. It ain't hocus pocus, it's focus. But the 5% cannot be just your focus. It can't be the how to, it must be the why to, because I promise you, when you hit the wall in this business, it won't be the how to that gets you off the floor. It will not be the how to that gets you off the couch. It won't be the how to that gets you out of the dark corner of depression. It will not be the how to that causes you to say, no, I'm not going to throw in the towel. It's not going to be the how to that says, I'm not going to divorce my spouse because they don't see what I see. It's not going to be the how to that says, I'm going to pick myself up, turn myself around and go back out and talk to more people, do more presentations, do more three-way calls. It's not the how-to that's going to cause you to go to the events. It's the why-to. And it has to do with internal communication. Whenever I hear people asking how-to questions, I know that's a rookie. That's a rookie. That's an amateur. That's somebody that still doesn't get it yet. That's somebody that still believes, oh, I need to learn the secrets to prospecting and presenting. I need to know the secrets to recruiting the big fish. I need to know the secrets to getting the 10 grand or 20 grand. There is no secret. I'm about to give you the truth tonight. But here's the deal. This is what I understand about the truth. The truth, everybody wants the truth. Everybody wants the truth. But the truth is a pill that everybody wants, but very few people can swallow. Did you hear me? I said the truth is a pill that everybody wants, but very few can swallow. Let's talk about the first truth. The first truth that I want to talk about tonight is what happens your first year in network marketing. See, your first year in network marketing, and I heard this from Mr. Eric Warren. He said your first year in network marketing, you will either be rewarded or punished for how you lived your life prior to getting started. Your first year in network marketing, your first year, you know, you see these rock stars, their first year, they get to 100 grand a year. They get to $250,000 a year. They get to $500,000 a year. I'm talking about their very first year. I'm not saying their first year with their new company, you know, because they've been in network marketing 5 years or 10 years and this types of things. And they've gone through the vicissitudes of building. No. I'm talking about those stories that we hear of people that just, I mean, they run right to the top. They come into the company and man, you've been toiling, you've been working, you've been sewing, and somebody just joins the company. They get paraded across the stages as a brand new XYZ, a brand new top leader, brand new ring earner, whatever it is. And you find out, wow, this is their first time in network marketing. This is their first time in the company. And you're like, wow, how did they do it? Well, they're being rewarded. They are being rewarded for how they've lived their life prior to getting started. Maybe, see, what do I mean by rewarded? You know, this business, and every business really, that has to do with people, it really boils down to influence. It boils down to influence, your credibility. That word credit, it comes from a Latin word which means trust. See, people cannot, we cannot trust you if we can't trace you. People will never trust you unless they can trace you. As a matter of fact, trust is the currency for leadership. Yeah, trust is the currency for leadership. So people, if we can't trace you, we will never trust you. If we can't trace your character, we will never trust you. But when you see in network marketing people running right to the top, it seems, it's because prior to getting started in the company, they have developed credibility, maybe because of how they've treated people, maybe because of what they've accomplished in a previous profession, whether they were in management or sales or, the PTA, part of the PTA parent meeting or whatever it is. They've developed some type of influence. Write that down. What is your influence level on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being nobody will listen to you. 1 being people, you talk to people and they run across the street. 1 being you can't even get your dog to sit and hear you. What's your influence level? 10 being you can make a phone call and get, you can get, Bishop Jakes and Oprah Winfrey on the phone. That's scale 10. Now, all of us have a level to our credibility. We have a certain limit to our influence. But when you see people running to the top, understand that they have a high level of influence and credibility. This is just the truth. I'm giving you truth now, so because I know what happens is we begin to compare our behind the scenes to people's highlight reels. That's what we do. We compare our behind the scenes and then we start pointing the fingers. I hear it all the time. Oh, I know how they're doing it. Oh, I know how that person became successful. Oh, they recruited this person. Oh, all they got is that one leg or all that. Well, why don't you get that one leg then, Mr. I know it all, Mrs. I got it all figured out. It's influence. It's credibility. Oh man, they only got one big leg. Well, let me clue you in. Every top earner and every top leader, 2 different things, have a big leg. Even a company, the company has a big leg, a most productive leg of business. How do I know that? I've been doing this for 13 years. I've been doing it for 13 years. I've seen it. I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all, but I'm telling you the truth tonight. It's influence. It's credibility. So now when you see people being punished, it means they're not moving on. They're not rank advancing. I mean, you just seem like you're stuck. It seems like you can't requalify. It's influence. Either you have tapped your reservoir of influence and credibility, and you see, that's what happens when you hit the wall. When I tell people you're going to hit the wall, that's what I mean. It means that your credibility, your level or layer of influence, you have hit it. Okay? You've hit that level of influence. You've hit that wall of leadership. You've hit that wall of credibility. And because you've hit it, the only way to break through it is to increase your influence. Now, some people think, oh, increasing my influence means I'm going to read books. I need to read some more books. I'm working on myself. Well, let's quantify what that means. I'm working on myself. I'm going to seminars. That's great. I'm going to events. That's phenomenal. I'm reading books. That's wonderful. And you should do all those things. But those are things that you do after hours. It's personal. It's a personal self-development course, not a personal self-education course. See, the difference between personal development and personal education is personal education means I'm just studying. I'm just learning. Personal development means I am studying, practicing, teaching. I study it, I practice it, then I teach it. A lot of us, we try to skip the steps. We try to study it and then go teach it. But you have no results yet. It's hollow. There's nothing there. There's nothing substantive. So you may have the style, but you don't have the substance. You've got the style, but no substance. You've got the glitz, the glamour, but beneath it all, there's nothing in terms of results. You out here selling $999 courses, selling all this stuff, but when we dig down into the layers and we start to uncover, what have you done? What have you accomplished? Have you hit a position? Great. Did you requalify? You got to 6 figures 1 year. Did you get it to the second year? Why have you been making the same income for the last year, 2, 3 years? You're still selling last year's story. You're still selling the story that you earned 5 years ago. We need to know. What are you accomplishing now? So you either be, that's number one truth, you either be rewarded or punished for the life you lived. And the punishment, see, personal self-development allows you to build influence. It means I'm going out and I'm talking to 2 brand new people a day, 2 to 5 new friends a day. I'm meeting them. I'm making contacts. That's how I'm developing. It means my language changes, my attire changes, the way I think changes, the way I speak changes. And so now I'm attracting a higher level of influence of people. See, write this down, please. You cannot start attracting until you become attractive. You cannot start attracting until you become attractive. How do you become attractive? Results. People are not, they're not, I promise you, people are not going to be moved by simply how well you speak. As a matter of fact, that's not even a requirement to succeed at a high level in this business. It has nothing to do with, how great of an orator you are. As a matter of fact, sometimes that can be a detriment if you don't know how to use your gift or your skill in the proper context. It was one of the things I struggled with in my career as an orator. Both of my parents are attorneys. I was raised in the church. So I'm around communicators. I mean, I study it, I read it, I watch it, I listen to it. My audio library, my YouTube library when it comes to listening and audios and watching. I mean, this is something I've done for years. I've practiced it. People ask me, I never forget, I did a meeting and there was several people there. This one lady at the end of it, she came up to me and she says, is there a website that you have that I can go to so I can write down all the quotes that you gave? And I said, no, there's no website. This is years of going to seminars. This is years of being at workshops. This is years of reading books. This is years of developing myself. And she says, yeah, I should have known. There is no shortcut. See, you cannot coupon clip your way to success in network marketing. You just can't. So that's number one. Number one truth is you will either be rewarded or punished for the way you lived your life prior to getting started. Number two truth. 70% of the people that get started in the business quit. Aren't you glad you came to this positive session tonight? 70% of the people that say, yes, sign me up. Doesn't matter what package they got started with, whether it's the smallest package or the largest package. 70% of them will not last more than 30 to 90 days. I don't care what they say. These are the numbers. This is not just total life changes. This is network marketing, period. So I love when people, they jump from this company to that company to this company. They run from this challenge or from that challenge to this company. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to run into the same thing no matter what company you go to. This is the profession as a whole. 70% of the people that execute a independent business owner form or distributor form or representative form, whatever you want to call it, the people that pay money to start a business, they get product, they get a website, whatever it is, 7 out of 10 of them quit the business. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. You can preach, you can teach until you're blue in the face. You can fast, you can pray. You can be the most polished, developed leader you want to be, and 7 out of 10 of them will still quit. It's called attrition. It's called attrition. And it's one of the 4 mental enemies that many people suffer from when it comes to building this business. The amount of people that say one thing and do another typically gets us off track. It's broken focus because you're like, what's wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing wrong. That's just the way it is. Think about it. How many people walk down an aisle and say to their soulmate, I do, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, till death do us part? And 50% of marriages don't last more than 2 years. Same people that were so in love, the same people that were so romantic. She had a Coke bottle shape. He was the most charming and romantic and this, that, and the third. And you said, I do. And less than 2 years later, I don't. People quit everything. It's not just network marketing. They quit marriages. Think about it. January 1st, everybody and their mama is at the gym. Everybody, they've got on their intergalactic gym workout. They've got the tights on, the right socks. They done went and bought some running shoes that have the air foam, pockets in there for their arch. I mean, they've got it all, baby. They're ready to run. Because this is the year. They've made a New Year resolution. This is the year. I'm going to be fine this year. I'm going to go back to looking how I was in high school. I'm going to be trim. I'm going to be buff. I'm going to get my muscles. I'm going to get a six-pack. January 1st, everybody's in it. You can't even get your car into the gym. I mean, you finally get into the gym, and you're telling the manager, hey, y'all need to expand the parking lot. It's too many people here. It's not enough spaces. I have to park all the way down the street, and I have to walk into the gym. I have to jog to the gym. And you start getting mad at the management because you had to walk to the gym. Because you had to exercise to get to the gym. And you're telling the manager, no, I didn't want to get exercise outside of the gym. I want to get my exercise inside the gym, because if I don't get it inside the gym, it don't count. And the manager's going to tell you, oh, give it 2 weeks. All these people that say, yeah, they're ready to run. All these people that's going to be in the best shape of their life. All these people that have made this decision. All these people that have signed up for our intergalactic membership. They got the spandex, and they got the aerobics class. They got their new weights. They got the DVDs ordered at home. Y'all done ordered more P90Xs. Y'all done ordered all type of, you got all type of inventory. Y'all, some of you got treadmills at home, and you ain't seen the treadmill because all your clothes on them. All right, I know you get mad. Yeah, you get mad at the truth. I'm going to drink some. Let me drink some tea. That's what y'all call it? The young folks sip tea? But so now you do all of this. I'm talking about the second truth. 70% of people quit. You got your P90X. What's the other one y'all be having? What's the dude name with the six-pack? The black dude. Insanity. Y'all got the insanity. You got insanity. It's like 10 of them now. You got the dance one. Some of y'all got the dance video where you're popping and dropping and twerking. You got all type of stuff. 2 weeks later, you can park your car inside the gym because ain't nobody in there. You can park right on in there, walk in there because everybody done quit. Nobody says, oh, the gym's a scam. Nobody says the gym's a scam. Nobody says marriage is a scam. Well, some people do say marriage is a scam. I ain't gonna lie. Some people do say that. But for the most part, nobody says, gym's a scam, marriage is a scam. Think about college. How many people start college and don't graduate? We quituated. I'm one of them. I quituated. I walked smooth on out. Sure did. I sure did. I walked smooth out of the college. Sure did. Me and the professor didn't see eye to eye. He was talking left. And I was making like, 20, 30 grand. And I'm like, dude, a month, by the way, not a year, a month. I'm like, why am I listening to this guy? And I'm not saying do this. I'm not encouraging y'all to, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I was one of the ones that quituated. It just is. Okay? But here's what happens. People, they quit the gym. And you park right in front and go ahead and get your workout in. It's tumbleweeds in the parking lot 2 weeks. Definitely by February. By February, y'all are off the gym and on to Valentine's Day. Yeah. You Christians no, that's the ones that y'all that is woke. Everybody that's so woke. We don't celebrate Christmas because it wasn't really Jesus' birthday, but you celebrating Valentine's Day. Anyway, I'm not going to deal with you tonight. Let me deal with somebody else. So that's the second thing. 70% of the people, they quit. All right? They quit. That's just what it is. Nobody calls the gym a scam after everybody quit. Think about it. What if you had a friend that had been trying to lose weight for the last 5, 10 years. And they went and bought this intergalactic membership. And you saw them a year later, they were still the same size. You don't say, oh my God. Oh, 24-hour fitness is a scam. Why do you say it's a scam, Jarrod? Because my friend, he signed up for 24-hour fitness a year ago and he was overweight. I saw him a year later and he was still overweight. 24-hour fitness is a scam. No, nobody says that. Why? Because they understand when it comes to gym memberships, they have a spike based on emotions. They have a spike based on feelings. But guess what? They understand that the majority of people will start, but only the minority will finish. Same thing in marriages. You see marriages of people, oh, we've been married 30, 40 wonderful years. Stop lying. You ain't been married 30, 40, 50 wonderful years. You've had some peaks. You've had some valleys. Come on, talk to me. Some days you want to wake up and strangle him. Some days you was like, why am I even here? Yeah, don't no man act right for 40 years. Show me the man, I'll marry him. The one that stay and act right for 50 years. Show him to me. I ain't met him yet. Even Jesus didn't get married. All right, I'm not dealing with it. So listen to me. What I'm saying, you hear these, you have to understand she's had to deal with things. He's had to deal with things. They've had to evolve. They've had to grow. That's just what marriage is. That's what leadership is all about. That's what this business is all about. If it doesn't challenge you, it will never change you. That's why 70% of the people quit. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's called attrition. It's a part of the business. That's what's going to happen in your business. So when you see people quit, stop asking what's wrong. Nothing. Everything's going right. So that's truth number 2. Truth number 3. There's a big one. Only about 3% of the people that get involved in our profession earn $100,000 a year or more. Yeah. Only 3%. That's, $100,000 a year is very strong income. That's $8,333 a month. But only 3% of the people in our profession ever get to that point. Why? Some of them are black, some of them are white, some of them are Latino, some of them Asian, all types of nationalities, all type of religions, all type of educational backgrounds. Some have PhDs, some have GEDs, some are younger, some are older or seasoned. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with, did that person finish? Was that an objective of theirs? Was that something that they sought after? Was it something that they were committed to? Did they stay in the game? Now, sure, you have accidental heroes in that 3%. Jarrod, what do you mean by... See, I told you I'm going to give you the truth tonight. And I had somebody tell me, there's no such thing as accidental heroes. God don't make no mistakes. He doesn't. I didn't say he did. I just gave it a title. My opinion. They're called accidental heroes. Your upline built your business. I've seen it happen multiple times. It's very disingenuous, but it happens. Meaning, okay, so if you're in a binary structure like we are in Total Life Changes, and, you've got a great upline that's built one side for you, meaning they had some people fall down below you on one side, and they say, you know what, let me take a person that I know is going to come in and be very successful, that has a potential to do that, and they put them on your other side. All of a sudden, you're making 10 grand a month. Not because you're a great leader. No. Not because you're so developed personally. Not because you're really out here touching lives. No, you just were blessed. You didn't build it. You were just blessed with it. And you shouldn't make any apologies about that. But I call you an accidental hero. Because what happens is now you've got a title. You're a top earner. That's a title. You're a top earner. You're making 6 figures or more a year now. So now all of a sudden you've got a platform. People listen to you, which is very dangerous. Because now you're going to teach people things that you haven't done. You didn't build it. You were blessed with it. But now you've got a platform. And if the upline is not responsible enough or does not understand the magnitude of what they've done and created, they can destroy a company. I've seen that happen too. But I'm not talking about I told you I'm giving truth tonight. Now, I know some of y'all going to log off. It's okay. That's all right. Log off and log into your life. Log off and log into your business. Now, I want you to log into your business. I intend to ruffle some feathers tonight. Yeah, I intend to be controversial tonight. I intend to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth out of love. That's the purpose of tonight's call. But only 3% get to 100 grand a year or more. So when you start making, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, that's success. Some people, they get in this business for supplemental income. They want to just earn an additional $500 a month, and that's phenomenal. That's success. And then as you continue to grow, In the business, you say, okay, I want to get to $1,000 a week. I want to get to $2,000 a week. I want to get to, $10,000 a week, or whatever it is. But only 3% of the people get to that type of income. So when you start seeing people that are in your upline that are ring earners or $100,000 a year or more, whatever it is, at our company, Total Life Changes, we call them ring earners because, based on their incomes in the company, they get these rings. But when you see people like that and you have an opportunity to work with them, understand you're working with the top 3% in the profession, not just in your company, in the profession. Don't waste their time. If you got access to them, where they pick up your phone call or they respond to your text, don't waste their time. One of the things people do, and I find it funny, my wife and I, we were joking about this the other day. You have these individuals that are very polished, they're very sharp, and they always want a game plan. Hey, what's the game plan? After a big event or a meeting, they're charged up, they're ready to go, they're ready to charge through hell with a squirt gun. And they come to you, they're like, okay, what's the game plan? What's the plan? And the game plan is what it was 6 months ago when we spoke. The game plan is what it was a year ago when we spoke, or 2 years ago when we spoke. The game plan ain't gonna change. Expose. You have to get this information into large numbers of people. You have to be talking and meeting new friends 2 to 5 a day. You've got to be meeting new people every single day. Until you get to your expected goal. You got to be prospecting. You got to be connecting. You have to be reaching out. So that's the third thing. Third truth. Only 3% of the people involved in the network marketing profession get to $100,000 a year or more. So that's $100,000 a year, 200, 300, 400, 500. Only 3%. I know it sounds, when you hear these top earners speaking, and you're like, oh yeah, I mean, no, it takes some work. But think about it. $100,000 a year, even in the real world. I mean, think about it. How many people make $100,000 a year on their jobs or in their career? Right? I mean, $100,000 a year? That's a big deal. That's a big deal for most people. Now, as you start to elevate your skill set, your credibility, and you start to expose yourself around people that earn $100,000 a month, or some that are earning $100,000 a week, you understand that there's no shortage of resources out there. See, we could all take a deep breath right now and nobody have a shortage of oxygen. Just like there's an abundance of oxygen, whereas we can all take a deep breath at once and nobody suffer and nobody is straining for oxygen, so it is with money. There's an abundance of it out there for everybody to achieve. But the question is, are you willing to pay the price to get to $100,000 a year or more? What is the price, Jarrod? I'm glad you asked. That price is late nights. It's early mornings. That price is missing some recitals. Oh my God. That price is missing some basketball games, the Little League games. My wife and I and some friends, we were watching Oprah's masterclass. And we were watching the masterclass, and, it was so revealing different aspects of how we think. We were watching Oprah's life class with Mr. Steve Harvey. Many of you know Steve Harvey. He's on television 7 days a week. He was sharing his story. I recommend people watch it. I mean, it's so powerful. I was moved. I was really moved to tears. And Steve Harvey was talking about, because I'm talking about truth number 3. See, I want you to write this down. The truth is transferable. Did you hear me? The truth is transferable. So it's truth in network marketing. It's truth in music and television. It's truth in sports. It's truth. Truth is truth wherever it is. It's truth. But he was talking about his process of how, when he was a kid, he wanted to be on TV. And I guess they had some type of, I don't know if it was a career day of something of that sort at his school. And everybody was asked to write out what they wanted to do. Some people wrote they want to be police officers. Some people wrote they want to be attorneys. Others wrote they want to be physicians. And he wrote, I want to be on TV. And everybody turned their papers in to the teacher. And the teacher looked at his paper and said, Steve, come here, and says, you want to be on TV? Why are you here making jokes? Do you know anybody that's on TV? Do you know how to get on TV? He said, no. He just wanted to be on TV. Called his parents, called his mom, told him, hey, your son is in here making jokes about wanting to be on TV. Mom was upset with the call and, of course, started to reprimand him and waited until his father came home and told his father and his father, he just knew he was going to get a whooping by his father. His father said, that's fine. If he wants to be on TV, son, work to be on TV. So many years later, as the story unfolds, he's sleeping in his car, doing gigs, you know, going from here, going to there, doing gigs. That means showing the plan. You know, you look at these artists. That, I mean, you know, when a new artist comes out, guess what they've been doing? Showing the plan. We were watching Love and Basketball, my wife and I, the other day. I think that was last night. I caught the end of it or whatever it was. And I saw Gabrielle Union in Love and Basketball. She didn't have I don't even think she had a speaking role. She was just a little, you know, I would say what she was, but she was just a young lady there that was, you know, just an extra. She was there. And I was like, wow. And we both looked at each other and she said, oh, she was putting in work. That was her grind season. Nobody knew her name, but she was still next. But Steve Harvey said he was, you know, going from place to place, and he almost had a breakdown moment where he was about to give it all up, made a phone call to check his voicemail, and that's when he had his big break. His big break to be on the Apollo, to be the host or to perform or do his comedy routine at the Apollo Theater. He didn't even have the money to get there, and there was a second voice message on the answering service that said, hey, if you get to this other place, they'll give you some money. He went to that other place to do a show. He was expected to make, I think it was like $100 or $150. He ended up making $300 and making it to New York, driving in his car. This is after years of paying the price. Drove to Apollo, did the show. And now he's on TV 7 days a week. He sends that teacher a television every year. So we were sitting, talking, and Steve said something that caught everybody's attention that was watching. He says he missed basketball games, and he missed football games. He missed recitals. He missed different integral parts of his kid's life because he was out there paying the price. And some people, you know, that resonated. Like, man, I don't want to miss my kid's soccer game. I don't want to miss my kid's, you know, dance recital. I don't want to miss the family reunions. I don't want to miss those things because you can't go back and get them. And then the next clip, he was talking about what he was proud about. He has a blended family with his wife. She had some children. He had some children, so they're blended. By the way, 87% of families are now blended. And something that resonated to me, his wife's oldest biological son came to him and said, Dad, he calls him Dad. Says, Dad, I want to, I would like to have your last name, Harvey. I'd like to change my last name from my biological father's last name to your last name. And Steve said it moved him. It moved him because all those sacrifices that he had made, sure, he wasn't at the dance recital, sure, he was not at the basketball games. He missed different things. That's the sacrifice. Not because he was hustling for his first name, but because he was building it for his last name. What struck me as interesting is that his wife's son is willing to relinquish the last name of his biological father to get the last name of his bonus father, because there's so much more significance in it. That last name can open doors. That last name can put you in rooms. That last name can give you access. So I was watching it. I was not moved to tears when I heard him talking about the sacrifice of missing the games. That's the price of greatness. It's the same narrative. It's the same story of every other person, no matter what profession, no matter what endeavor they've been in, that is great, that has left a legacy. It's the same narrative. You go through the list. I was listening to my late mentor, Dr. Miles Monroe, as he interviewed Dr. King's daughter. And he asked her, he said, tell me about your father. And she says, I can't tell you a whole lot about him because he wasn't my father. He was the father of a generation. I shared him with a generation. But I guarantee you, that last name King, it means something. It opens doors. It gets you invited into circles. It gives you access to your dream. That's why only 3% earn 6 figures in network marketing. Because 97% are so consumed with hustling for their first name, and only 3% are committed to building it for their last name. Let me go to number 4. Only about 500 of the more than 100 million people involved in network marketing earn $1 million or more a year. Only 500 people earn $1 million a year or more. It's not the easiest thing to do. That's $83,000 a month. $1 million a year. I mean, this is another level. It's another level to get there. I mean, oh, believe me, trust your boy. It's another level to get there. There's so many things that have to be in your favor. First of all, you got to have favor. Second of all, you got to stay in faith. Third of all, it's got to be the right company. Fourth of all, it's got to be the right timing. And orchestrations, things just have to be orchestrated. I mean, to get to $1 million, you're not going to luck up your way into $1 million a year in network marketing. You're just not. I mean, you can be an accidental hero at 6 figures or even multiple 6 figures a year, but to get to $1 million or more a year, whew, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. Only about 5. This is the truth now. I know you hear all these million. I'm not talking about accumulative earnings. I'm not talking about, you made $1 million in 2 years. I'm not talking about you made $1 million in your career in network marketing, maybe over the last 3 or 5 or 10 years. I know some companies recognize people as millionaires that have earned $1 million in accumulative commissions. No, I'm talking about earning $1 million a year, every 12 months, earning only 500 people, give or take, do that a year in network marketing. So this profession generates about $200 million a year in revenue, and only about 500 people earn $1 million a year or more. Just park that parenthetically. That level of commitment, focus, drive, continuity, belief, determination, faith, if that's a goal of yours, you're not gonna get there showing the plan 4 times a week. You're not gonna luck your way into that. Yeah, your sponsor's not gonna build that for you. That one you're gonna have to go ahead and pay the price. Let's go to the next one here. This is a big one. Only 11 companies in the profession have ever generated $1 billion in revenues in a year. Only 11 companies do that. Only 11. So, we often hear companies talking about we're going to be the next $1 billion brand. We're going to be the next $1 billion company. Yeah, a lot of people say that. But only 11 out of the thousands of companies in network marketing, only 11 have done it. So it's not the simplest thing to do. It's like, earning $1 million a year as a distributor in network marketing. It's not the easiest thing to do. It's just not. But it's not required for you to even get to 6 figures a year. It's not required for you to even get to $1 million a year that the company's doing $1 billion a year more. It's not required. But I'm just giving you the truth tonight. Okay? Get to 100 million as a company. Get to 200. Get to 250, get to 300, get to 400 million, get to $500 million. Start setting those benchmarks. Okay? And by the way, out of those 11 companies, 90% of them sell pills, potions, and lotions. They're personal care product companies. They're health and wellness companies. So this notion of, oh, I don't want to sell pill, potion, or lotion. Oh, it's technology. And I'm not down on technology. We love technology. We love all that stuff. But let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Let's tell the truth. Let's deal with the truth tonight. That's where the largest percentage of revenue in network marketing comes from. Health and wellness, nutrition, personal care products. That's where it comes from. Now, you can say, oh, I'm going to be the first. Our company's going to be the first in this and in that. And we're the first to market this type of product. Wow, that's great. We're praying for you. We want you to move the culture forward. We want you to do all that. That's great. That's phenomenal. But I'm dealing in truth right now. And the truth is exactly what I'm spilling out. Out of the 11 companies, 90% of them that do $1 billion a year, they do it in health and wellness and personal care products, consumables, globally, all over the world. Next thing I want to talk about, 97% of all companies that get started in network marketing go out of business within 18 to 24 months. 97%. So all these, oh, it's a ground floor opportunity. Most of them never even get off the ground. Most of them are mud floor opportunities. They don't even break ground, okay? So you got to just understand and be careful with that, all right? Oh, man, we're the next hottest. We coming out. And I'm like, my credibility, my influence, your credibility, your influence is too valuable. It used to be a point in time in network marketing where professionals, we wouldn't even touch a company. We wouldn't even consider joining it unless it was 5 years old or more. Because it had to have some traction. We had to see that you as a company, you were going in the right direction. You had been shipping products on time and paying commissions. You had gotten through that formulation process and you were now moving towards concentration, because there are 4 parts to a company. There's formulation, or 4 phases rather. Formulation, concentration, critical mass, momentum, and stability. Okay? Most professionals, they do not join during formulation. They get started in the concentration phase and help the company grow to momentum. And the majority of companies never even go to momentum. They go right from concentration to stability. They never have an incredible burst. They just don't. And all of these are phases. So momentum doesn't last forever in any company. By the way, let me say this as well. You nor I own any one of these companies. Let me say that again. You nor I own any one of these network marketing companies. So some of us, in our immaturity and haste to be whatever or do whatever, we have a misnomer that we own these companies. And you don't. You don't control the price of their products when they change them, increase or decrease them. You don't control their compensation plan when they change them, increase or decrease them. We're making an enhancement. Yeah, right. That means they're about to change your comp plan and cut your commissions. All right. You don't have any say so if they get bought out or if they merge or join another company. You didn't get a phone call about that. They didn't call you and say, hey, what do you think about it? No. Why? You don't own the company. It's not yours. You don't have any equity in the company. You're not in the boardroom meetings. You're not on the email distribution list in terms of the decisions. You don't even know how much money the company has in their accounts, their operating accounts. You don't even know how much it costs the company to do business every single week or every single month. You don't even know what the CEO earns or the vice presidents or whatever it is. Why? You don't own the company. You don't even know what the COGS are. Some of us don't even know what COG, cost of goods. You don't even know what those are. You don't know what it takes to do international business, open up a country and stock the product there or get registration done or NFR. You don't know it because you don't own the company. You don't make a decision from a corporate level of what's going to be done. They can open up a country and shut it down without your consent. Is that right or wrong? No. It's just the truth. You don't own the company. I don't own the company. You know what we own? relationships. You own relationships. I'm talking about real relationships. You know, the ones whereas you and I, we're not in the same company, but we still communicate. You know, we're not in the same company, but we still like on each other's posts or comment on it, or we text each other, or we call each other, we have lunch together, we go to the game together. You know, we've got a real relationship. We can have conversations with each other, we can check each other, you know, those types of real relationships. That's what I highly recommend you develop. Relationships. That's the truth of network marketing at the end of the day. That's the truth. All we own are the relationships we develop. And if you ever get to the place in your career where you truly understand that, and you abide by that, and you buy into it, you'll never be broke another day in your life. My wife and I, when we partnered with the current company we're with, Total Life Changes, we love doing business here. We believe we found our home here. We have no qualms whatsoever. There's no exit strategy for us. It's just not. We're not looking to go build another company again. We've been over here 20 months. And we've got an organization that's approaching over 20,000 people around the world. But we could have done that in any company. That's just the truth. Once we got clear on our vision, the vehicle was secondary. Once we got clear on the vision of why we were doing this, the vision. See, I want to be in a place, and I hope you want to be in a place where somebody wants your last name. They're proud of it because it opens doors. They're proud of it because it gives them access. They're proud of it because, like in the old days, when Grandma and Medea them, they didn't have the money at the store, they say, "Who's your family? Who's your oh Johnson? Oh, they good. Don't worry. Go ahead and take it. We got it. We know who they are." Your last name, it meant something. It had authenticity. It had more buying power than your money. When we got clear on our vision, because we treated people well, we never stole from people, we never lied to them, we never cheated them. We had a lot of disagreements with people in terms of philosophies, and we still do. People will wrong you. People will misunderstand things. They will judge you. They will attempt to, be devious to you. That's just a part of it all. That's just a part of this process. There's no escaping it. You don't get out of life alive. But when you get clear on your why you are doing this, I promise you, it will become one of the most rewarding things you could ever do in your life. The people that you will meet, the relationships that you will develop, the experiences that you will have. It'll be a beautiful thing. You know, this Hurricane Harvey thing that happened in Houston, it was a blessing for us to be able to give thousands of dollars to families, to support ministries with our giving. Was a beautiful thing. People that didn't even ask, but we knew their situation. See, that's what network marketing can do. The lives that are being impacted. We've got team members all around the world now. People that are going on vacations and buying their mother's cars and homes and retiring their parents and their spouses and going from the doors of homelessness to becoming multiple six-figure earners. We've got people that have been able to do things for their families. We got men that have become the man of their house again. Did you hear me? We've got men that have become the man of their houses again. We've got women that respect their husbands again. All because of network marketing. All because of this vision. There are emails that come in every single week calls that come in every single week, inboxes that we get every single. Thank you. Thank you for your example. Thank you for your yes. Man, what you said and how you said it, it impacted me. Because at the end of the day, network marketing, I want you to write this down. Network marketing essentially is one beggar telling another beggar where they found some bread. Network marketing is essentially one beggar telling another beggar where they found some bread. That's the truth. It's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast tonight. We'll see you guys next week, Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do me a favor before you log off. If this has been valuable, I want it on your wall. I want you to share it on your wall. I want you to tag people in it. After you've shared it, I want you to review it. Go through these truths again. God bless you. God bless your families. And God most certainly bless your dream. Good night, everybody.